Hey, Julie, we get to welcome somebody new to the family.
I'm so excited. Our new reporter, and he's going to do this story, is Bruce Kopp.
Our new Cub reporter, Bruce, is with us.
Welcome to LifeStyle, Indy, Bruce.
Yeah, and he's got a good place to go to, the Velodrome.
Oh, my goodness.
Are we going to drone over the Velodrome?
We might.
Yeah, perhaps.
Let's find out.
When you think of racing in Indianapolis, you usually think of the Indy 500 and Speedway, but here not far away from the track is the Indy Cycloplex, where it's the two-wheeled variety. And I'm with the director of the Indy Cycloplex, Dean Peterson, who knows all about the history of this terrific complex. Dean, good to have you here.
Thank you.
The Major Taylor Velodrome, the hosting site for all your activities, it's been here quite a while, hasn't it?
It's been here since the early 80s, yep.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of those great facilities that was created through the Pan Am movement when we had the Pan American Games here in '87.
Yes, and it's been very active ever since, right? And it's open to the public. So many people get their first taste of cycling right here.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. This is a great way to start cycling in terms of cycling racing or cycling and just sharing your enthusiasm with others out here. It's safe, there's no traffic, and it's a place where a lot of people start, usually adults actually. We like young riders to start here because we can really help build their skills a lot quicker here.
And a lot of people are very aware of the Velodrome here and its history. We're right along with I-65, this stretch of I-65. Mm-hmm. You can see it from the interstate if you're going slow enough. You just have to be careful. But the history, of course, dates back to the namesake of the Velodrome, Major Taylor. You
Absolutely.
even have a collector's item right there,
yeah.
the T-shirt of
Yep.
What about the history of Major Taylor? We're talking about more than 100 years ago.
More than 100 years ago. And at the turn of the century, 1900 or so, he was definitely the fastest man on a bicycle and quite overlooked. And so this getting done, and Fred Evans was the man who was part of the committee that helped push that effort to have this place named after Major Taylor. And Fred has since passed, but his legacy lives on through what he did with the naming of this, and then so many other things that he did in the community with bicycles. But Major Taylor was a big forgotten athlete in our history.
Yes,
and there's a lot more going on now to begin to revive his name.
Yeah, in Indianapolis sports history, he is certainly held in high regard. He's been an inspiration to so many to hop on a bike
Yep.
and to try their skills. And people still have that opportunity today. So you can bring a bicycle out here. You can't just hop on your Stingray and do it, though, right?
No,
You
not
have
your
to-
Stingray, right?
I'd
Even
like
though we
to-
have that in common, but no.
I would have liked
no.
to try it, but it doesn't work on this track, right?
You could do it on the apron, and
Okay.
if we just have some fun rides.
that's it.
Not on the banked oval.
But
no.
you actually are on a racing bike.
Racing bike that's fixed gear and no brakes, and that sounds intimidating initially, but we teach you how to ride, and it's really just like the flow of an interstate. It just really, and we teach you how to slowly backpedal out of higher speeds. So that's all part of the teaching we do here to make it easy for people to just jump on and get used to this. Yeah.
So you take track 101, and then you can advance if you get the hang of this, right?
Correct.
All the way up to elite levels. How does that work?
So we have beginner, intermediate, and even youth training after the 101s, and it's a great way for us to then get into the specifics. Once they know the basics, it's kind of like driver's ed in the early stages, and then we get into the more complex situations, and we just step by step and in a process take people through that. And those are in the evenings from 6 to 8, and that's a really great way to teach. It's how we teach in schools, really, just processing. And then eventually you go to racing if that's what you want to do. If you want to just come out here and ride, then you're already equipped to do that as well.
Okay. The racing events, there are quite a few competitions out here. What kind of levels of competition can people come to see?
The beginner levels that we say, once you've done two intermediate classes, you can go right into early racing. So that's the beginner level, and then there's intermediate, and then there's elite level.
The elite level. Mm-hmm.
And we have that on Thursday nights, every Thursday. Right. But we also have bigger races that are that we draw from actually around the world
Okay.
for people to come here. And those are really more for the spectators and just having fun watching people do it really fast in big groups.
All right, and you have banked curves here. For example, out at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, I understand the turns there are 9 degrees. That's the way they've been
Yeah.
since the early 1900s. Here, they're at 28 degrees.
28 degrees.
Right, so 3 times more than that.
Yep.
Why is it that they're so banked?
So it's partially to be able to hold the kind of speed that the riders hold, and there's smaller tracks that are even more banked than this. But basically holding the speed and keeping things in a nice format within this. And then they're also used for basically rider advantage, whether it's going to be attacking a group and trying to get more speed off of the banking, or just having a kind of a bird's eye view of what's going on below you before you go back down into the draft. There's
Okay.
a lot of drafting and a lot of tactics involved, and as it advances, people learn how to use the track and the banking to their advantage.
Have you noticed any connection between the increase in bike paths in the city of Indianapolis or around central Indiana that can contribute to the traffic on this track?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Traffic on the track and traffic of people coming here on bikes to watch,
Okay.
which has been awesome. So sometimes on Thursday nights midsummer, we'll have 30 bikes in the racks out here, and people are here watching.
Okay.
And it's been great.
All right.
And that is bike paths.
This complex is kind of tucked away. It's out.
It is.
I mean, you really just end up buzzing by it back
It
and
is.
forth. You'd never know.
It's a hidden place, honestly, and it's not a very easy place to get into. You have to kind of know. So you do have to look it up. It's free. We don't charge a gate fee. So it's a great Thursday night. I mean, it's a wonderful night to come out and watch, and it's a beautiful venue. It's very, very different. When you're at the top of the grandstands, you can see the city, and it's gorgeous.
And
So
you-
for that part, it's something very special and quite unique. So at least a bucket list, evening to come out and try it. And I'm guessing it won't be a bucket list because it'll just keep coming back.
Well, Dean Peterson with Indy Cycloplex, thanks very much. Congratulations
Thank
again
you.
on all the national championships for Marian University. So that's it from here. I'm Bruce Kopp for LifeStyle Indy.